The Accu-Slice is an accessory for the bandsaw to permit the cutting of thin pieces of wood safely, accurately, and smoothly. The wood to be cut is mounted on a carriage and rail system, much like that used in a sawmill. This permits the cutting of thin pieces of wood, flatboards, irregular shapes, and even round discs such as that used in segmented wood turning, and at the same time keeping your hands away from the blade, making it a much safer way to cut those thin, small pieces of wood. The resulting cuts are dimensionally accurate, and the cuts are very smooth. The cuts are smooth because you don't have the normal pressure and feed operations you would have in normal feed operations on a bandsaw. This is the sixth prototype of the Accu-Slice. The final production model is in development and be ready within the next 2 months. The Accu-Slice consists of two components. It consists of a rail system with an indexer and a carriage assembly with roller bearings that guide on the rail. The rail index system mounts into the bandsaw table into the miter groove. It locks in position using 3 quarter-turn locks on the miter bar. The indexing system is graduated in 5/1000 increments. Each revolution of this indexing knob moves the carriage 50/1000 of an inch. The carriage system consists of a 90-degree elbow plate, on the bottom of which are mounted either 3 or 4 roller bearings. These bearings are adjustable to allow not only the easy sliding of the plate on and off the guide rail, but also tighten it up if it would have future wear. Also on this plate is mounted a sacrificial fence. This fence is screwed onto the angle bracket. It can either be plastic or wood or any other material, just to give you a fence that you're not cutting into the angle plate inadvertently. The wood to be cut is then mounted to this plate using either double-sided tape or hot melt glue. Okay. After the wood has been mounted to the fence with double-sided tape, first of all, the index knob is set to 0 degrees, just to give you a starting point. Next, the 2 large knobs are loosened, and the rail is moved such that you're going to be cutting off usually between 10 and 20 thousandths of the end of the board. This is just to give you a nice square end as a starting point to give you the first cutting surface for your piece of wood. The knobs are then locked in position. Make sure these knobs are also locked, and we're ready to cut off this thin section of wood. After the board's been squared, you're ready to do your first cut, to make your first slice of wood. You would first of all loosen these knobs, these locking knobs just slightly, an eighth of a turn or so, and then turn this knob 1 full turn, which is 50/1000 of an inch, which is the curve for the blade. Then if I wanted a piece of wood 50/1000 thick, I would rotate this another full turn. This will give me a piece of wood 50/1000 inch thick. And then lock the 2 knobs in position, and now we're ready to run this through the saw. There we have our first slice of wood, 50/1000 of an inch thick, cut smoothly and cleanly. Also notice in operation my hands were back here, far away from the blade, so my hands were anywhere near the blade. Much safer way to cut pieces of wood. To repeat the operation, do the same thing again. Release this, release these 2 knobs, rotate my knob 2 full revolutions, lock it in position, and we're ready to run again. Now we just cut our second slice of wood, again 50/1000 of an inch thick, the same exact dimension as the previous one. In fact, these two pieces are reproducible and within 2/1000 of an inch thickness of one another. Now if I want to get another piece of wood, say I wanted a piece 25 thousandths thick, all I have to do again is rotate my knob 360 degrees for 50/1000, the curve of the blade, and then just go on my indexing 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 thousandths, lock that position, and we're ready to run. And that produces a piece of wood 25 thousandths inch thick. I've been able to cut down to a minimum of 10 thousandths thickness on the wood. You go below 10 thousandths, the wood actually warps because of the heat of the blade. So 10 thousandths is about the limit for thickness of wood. But I don't know who want to get anything thinner than 20 thousandths.